God wept. In him we live and move and have our beings. And all things are held together by him. So there is, Scripture suggests, I believe, an atomic elasticity and gravity to our very selves that is divine in nature. In the space and the time between healthy O2 oxygen saturation levels and low oxygen or no oxygen in the bloodstream, God is there intimately. When the firmament broke and the flood came, I believe that God wept bitterly from the deep, from a deep unbroken from Adam's generation to Noah's. It's been said that the opposite of love is not hate, but apathy. So God can hate the sin, but he can never stop caring about the sinner. There is a disservice then, I believe, that is done to the flood story at times because it seemed like God was mad. So he sent the flood, the people drowned, and he was glad. As if there was this space between where God was and where they were, and in that space between, suddenly, God was not. As if his omnipresence was turned off. As if the God that could know the psalmist's thoughts before he had them was now blocking the channel. But I believe that the same God that knit all of those one-day drowning people together in their mother's wombs before their births was just as close when they died as when they first lived. First breath to last. And when lack of oxygen failed to supply vital organs with life, God was there in the space and time between, weeping. Because he had a purpose for them, a purpose for humanity that did not look like this from the garden. He had given humanity authority, trust, and never stopped loving them. Lament. He had dreams of them working together in the world, subduing it. But as oxygen failed to circulate through the body, failed to feed organs, and God was there in the space and time between and felt it all, he knew that parts of the dream were dying. Lament. Sometimes we do a disservice to the story. Sometimes we forget that before any of us was born, God knit us together in our mother's wombs, that the Word with God was God, the atomic elasticity, the cellular gravity sustaining life, that when the oxygen fails to move through the body and feed vital organs with life, and fatal cascading effects ensue, that God weeps. You see, God made us with a purpose, giving us authority, power, resources. And when those things meant to be used for life are twisted and bring about pain and hurt and death, God weeps. Unending love. Lament.